Welcome to the last recording of our series of 4 recordings on NDIS. We're talking today about NDIS plan implementation. I'm Andrea from the practice team at Summer Foundation, and this is Zoe. Zoe, can you tell us about why plan implementation is important?
So the NDIS most recent quarterly report has given us some data on plan utilisation. In particular, it looks at capacity building supports and the utilisation of these. And on average, the utilisation is a little bit low, about 50%. The data also shows us that in particular for those who are implementing their first plan, utilisation is at about 47%. So this data shows us that participants do really need to have a lot of support and help with respect to understanding and implementing their plans. So in talking about plan implementation today, we're going to cover what does a participant do once they get a plan. We're going to discuss some of the different options for plan management. We're having a look at who can help with plan implementation and what to do if a plan is not adequate. So starting at the top there, Andrea, what does a participant do once they get a plan?
Thanks, Zoe. The first thing that people need to do is understand their plan. So most participants with the NDIS will need support to do this. The language of the scheme is quite foreign to most people, so they'll need assistance from someone else. That might be a family member or a provider working with them to translate the information in their plan into terms that make sense to them and what they need in their life. NDIA have a resource that describes a step-by-step process on how to understand the plan, and the link to that resource is on the screen now. The second thing that they need to do is activate their plan. Participants are most likely to need support with this step as well. The way they do this is going onto the participant portal, which is also called My Place, to activate their plan. And again, the NDIA have a resource on how to do this. The third thing is facilitate choice and control. It's really important that participants know that they can choose their own providers, but they're most likely to need support to do this, to find the providers and then make a choice about who is right for them. So we want to give you a bit more information about the participant portal, which is also called My Place. The things that people can do on the portal is have a look at their plan, which includes the start date and the end date for their plan, and also the review date, which is important to know to prepare for that plan review. The second thing is they can locate service providers, or they can get in touch with the NDIS with any questions. The third thing is that they can request payments through the portal. The fourth thing is they can make service bookings, which in essence links the funded supports in their plan to particular providers that they've chosen to deliver those supports. Fourthly, the funds that are approved in their plan, they can see them on the portal and what's left over, what funding they still have to use. And finally, they can nominate for someone else to access the portal on their behalf if they find that step is too tricky for them. Zoe, can you tell us about how people manage their plans?
Sure. There's 4 different ways that people can manage their plans. Before I outline those 4 different ways, it's probably helpful to just talk a little bit about what we mean by plan management. And that's basically just talking about the financial aspects of the plan. So paying the bills, monitoring the budget, record keeping and things like that. With all of the options that I'm going to outline, the participant still has complete choice and control over who delivers their supports as well. So the first way a person can manage their plan is through self-management, and this is where the participant themselves pays their service providers. The second way is through a registered plan management provider, and this provider will manage the funding for the supports for the participant. With both of these types, it's important to note that the participant can choose either registered NDIS providers or non-registered providers. The third way that a plan can be managed is through the NDIA, and so the service providers go directly to the NDIA for payment of their invoices. For this one though, it's a little bit different, so it's really important to note for this one that a participant can only choose registered providers for this option. And then the final way is a combination of all of the above. An example of this could include a participant may want to manage just one item line of their plan, and then the registered plan manager or the NDIA can manage the rest of the plan for them. So, Andrea, who can help a participant to implement their plan?
Thanks, Zoe. There are a couple of roles that are really key in supporting people to put their plan in place. The first one is a support coordinator. There's 3 different types of support coordinators. The first one is a support connector. The second one is a coordinator of supports, which is most common. And the third one is a specialist support coordinator. Not everybody gets support coordination in their plan. It's really designed for people that do have complex disability-related needs. So this person will support the participant to find, coordinate and implement their plan, which means finding the service providers to deliver the support the person needs. They'll also assist in arranging and preparing for that person's plan review. So once the person's plan is nearly up, there'll be a date to review for the next plan, and the support coordinators are really key to assist that person to get ready for that next plan. The second role is a plan manager. So he's talked about the options for how people can manage their plans. So the plan manager is really important for arranging the payments of the supports that people are receiving. What's key here is for people who are living in residential aged care, plan managers are really helpful in ensuring that any means-tested aged care fees that a person is paying is paid out of their plan. Participants might need help to find a support coordinator or a plan manager. The support coordinators can be found in a range of ways. There's one website on the screen now called Clickability, which is one way that a person can find a support coordinator. Once they have a support coordinator, they will then help that person find a plan manager. And finally, if you have more questions around a support coordinator role or a plan manager role, Summer Foundation has a number of resources on our website shown on the screen now. Zoe, can you tell us what if the participant's plan doesn't include what they need?
Yeah, so there is a request for reviewing a decision. The first step to do is that the participant must request an internal review of a decision by the NDIA. There are some limitations around this. The request must be made within 3 months of the NDIS decision. You can go to the NDIA website for more information, and they have an application form that you can download to request the review there. If that decision comes back and the participant is still not happy, then the next step is to go to the Administrative Appeals Tribunal, or the AAT. And you can go to their website as well for more information on how to put through that request at the AAT. So, in summarising, Andrea, what do health professionals need to do to support their participants through plan implementation?
Thanks, Zoe. So there's 5 key things that health professionals can do to help your patients or your clients. You can help the participant understand their plan. Secondly, you can ensure that the support coordinator is included in their plan. Thirdly, you can explain how that support coordinator can help the person implement their plan, and also how a plan manager will help them pay for their supports. Fourthly, you can help them to find a support coordinator. And finally, you can make sure that the person knows what to do if their plan doesn't include what they need. That's the last recording in a series of webinars on NDIS. We've provided you with an overview of basic information about the scheme. We also do detailed and quite tailored training that's face-to-face for health clinicians. And so please contact Summer Foundation if you would like to find out more information about that. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.